midday show on WATC Radio. All right, welcome to the midday show here on WATC Radio. This is the first midday show after we did our first air checks. Today we're going to be going on a little bit about telephone equipment. In this case, equipment that I intend on inventing. So it just goes to show I'm not just an emergency broadcaster for WATC. I am actually basically the main broadcaster for WATC that does the midday show, if and when I get the chance to. The midday show is not going to be very regular, depending on how things go. The midday show very well may not be regular. So don't count on it being an everyday thing. At most, it'll probably be during the weekdays. And then depending on circumstances, we may have the Sunday night show. Depending on how things go, we may have the Sunday night show. But for right now, we're going to stick with the midday show. We're going to stick with our midday show just to start off with. Yeah, so that's that. Weather today, the temperature is about is 30 something, is in the low 30s of degrees in the Vincennes proper area, and for parts of the tri-state region. So if you do intend on going outside, dress very well. Dare I say, make sure you have winter gloves, and make sure you have an emergency kit in your car. If it has been snowing in your area, make sure to not get out on the roads unless you really need to, unless there is an absolute emergency. This is WATC Radio, your number one news and weather authority for the tri-state area and your number one emergency alerting station. Okay, and it looks like, let's do a quick time check here. Uh-oh. Okay, thank God I didn't hit the button there. Current time is 11:47 a.m. here at the WATC remote studio. The time is currently 11:47 a.m. here at the WATC remote studio. It is looking like, let's go ahead and have a check at the temperature real quick. We are going to try and get a temperature reading from the Weather Bureau, and it appears as though the temperature is a decent. It is 35 outside. The feels like temperature is 35 degrees outside in the Vincennes proper area. The temperature outside feels like is 35 degrees. Add a nice following wind in there. We have light and variable winds according to the WATC Weather Bureau. we are able to get a temperature reading from them.
Engine 4 would be en route to Station 3 for fuel.
Oh, interesting. Right. I didn't know my scanner was on. I don't know why that is. Alrighty. Sorry about that. My scanner has apparently turned on. I don't know what feed it's on. I'm gonna check real quick and make sure that I haven't screwed up something. Just give me one moment, please. One moment. I'm gonna check that. Okay, good. Good. This feed. Oh, that's in the. That's the. That is the Knox County Public Safety feed. Uh-oh. What the heck? Okay. It says my scanner on
4218 Central.
What's this?
Could you meet a Mr. McCormick at the jail? He needs to fill out a stolen trailer report. He's in the lobby.
Okay, that's just something going on at the police station there. The Knox County proper area. I have the scanner on for that area currently. I wonder how I shut that off though. Actually, I'm not going to shut it off because I'm going to switch over to a different scanner feed and see what's going on with that. Anyhow, our original thing was actually about telephones. In particular, a particular type of telephone device.
Central Amps 9 arriving at GSH.
What the heck?
Hey, that's nice.
Alert for Connecticut State Police. Alert for Connecticut State Police. Bristol Fire and EMS in Litchfield County, Connecticut. To alarm fire. Additional units responding. That is from the Litchfield County scanner. That appears to be from the Litchfield County scanner in Connecticut. We don't particularly broadcast for that area. Actually, we do broadcast for that area because we have a couple transmitters in there. We have a couple transmitter stations in that area. So they got a second alarm fire down there. We are going to listen to that. I'll switch back over to Knox here in just a minute. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm going to switch back over.
It's right at exit 34. The white Nissan is on the left-hand side of the gore, and the tow truck is stopped in the gore of 34. I'm sorry, the white Nissan is on the left-hand shoulder.
Is that Knox County? I don't know if that's Knox County or not. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. It's doing that again. Hey, stop. Stop that. Stop that. Heck? Hold on. Hey, we have a scanner issue. Oh, please don't do that. Right. We're gonna close that scanner. Close that scanner. Scanner radio. I'm gonna open it back up again. Alright, I think our scanner's restarted. Yeah, I think our scanner's restarted. Now, let's move on to what we were initially going to talk about once and for all. A new device I'm thinking about inventing is a bit like a nursing home call bell system, but it operates using a phone line. So anytime you hit your call bell, it dials a phone number. The device is shaped like a cube thing that sits on a nightstand. That cube thing is the bed console, or the tower, as it might be called. The cube thing is actually the bed console. That console does have a telephone handset and telephone keypad on the front of it. The telephone handset is actually located just above the speaker. So when the handset is put on the hook, it will actually no. Wait, what is that? The handset is actually on the side of the box, in its own little cradle, but it's right beside the speaker. The speaker is a 4-inch speaker capable of about 3 watts of power. So it's a nice and loud speaker. It's also got a microphone towards the bottom. The device will have a microphone towards the bottom right-hand corner of it on the front. And it'll have 10 DB9 connectors. Those DB9 connectors are for connecting things like trigger devices, basically the button or switch or whatever you would use to trigger the phone to start dialing. It's also going to have an antenna on the back or in it, which is an extendable lip antenna that's about 4 feet tall when fully extended. That is actually for the walkie-talkie, the wireless part of it. And that's actually got a charger for the walkie-talkie that plugs into it. It's actually got a charger for the walkie-talkie. That's actually part of the device, but regardless, this thing hasn't even been invented yet. Basically, what you would do with the walkie-talkie, you'd take that part with you. Anytime you had an emergency, there's an emergency button on the walkie-talkie. You press that, and it effectively acts as a cordless phone unit back to the base station. So that way, anything that you can either set it by default to come out of the walkie-talkie, or both the walkie-talkie and the base station, or you can set it to just come out of the base station and not have to use the walkie-talkie. Yes, there are some features on it that I will have to go to the drawing board for. One of them being that you can even set it to dial your emergency number. You can set it to dial up to 3 numbers. And you can also use the call bell as a regular telephone. Anyhow, let's go ahead and go to the Connecticut scanner, because I wanted to know what was going on over there.
Bristol, taking a head count right now.
10-4, wasn't sure if anybody had copied.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and get that dealt with. This is going to be a relatively short show, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be a pretty...
34. Roger.
So I'm doing both the scanner and my microphone at the same time. I'm going to add this to my favorites real quick. Hopefully no ads pop up in the middle of this. Add to favorites.
Roger.
I've done that. I'm going to close this. Close this. I'm going to go to my favorites. Now I'm going to switch to a different scanner.
1722.
Go ahead, shoot.
Three's going to have a transport injured firefighter stable. We're going to keep the other ambulance here for rehab.
Copy, 12 o'clock.
Okay. Let's do a quick time check. Hopefully the scanner doesn't interrupt me in the middle of that. Well, the time is 12:02 p.m. Here at the WATC Radio remote studio. The time is 12:02 p.m. here at the WATC Radio remote studio.
W5 command.
And I'm gonna try and get a temperature reading from the weather bureau. Let me see what we have here.
Looks like you have a mutual aid ladder truck coming up South Street Extension. You want to shoot them up Melville?
Flashing me across here right now,
sir. Reading from the weather bureau, but
yeah, can you repeat that?
6, for myself.
1201.
Doing that.
Looks like you have a mutual aid ladder truck arriving up South Street Extension. Do you want me to send them up Melville Street?
Yeah, looks like the...
DC Martin, command. Command. I'm trying to get Playboy to give me a ladder for downtown, so you might be able to keep whatever you have up there. Hey, can you read that? Engineer, command.
W6 to Bristol, Engine 6 is staffing in service.
I said I'm trying to get Playboy's ladder to come to downtown, so you can keep both ladders up there.
Right now we're just listening to the scanner because there's some stuff going on up there, up in Connecticut. We don't typically broadcast for them, but I guess we are doing so now. I got the phone call set up to the transmitters. I would get some background music playing, but I'm not sure I really want background music right at the moment. I think we're better off without it. We've already got the scanner in the background, so I think we're better off without background music, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's switch on over to another scanner real quick. I'm probably going to switch over to the marine radio. Let's switch over to the Huntsville repeater, amateur radio repeater system.
Top off. Roger, I've got everything outside. The vehicles are running. I'm getting the ice off of them, making sure the batteries all work, and charge up real good, and hopefully this will all be gone. But it is beautiful. I've been out in the yard with my mutlocks and my goose down and all that kind of stuff, walking around looking. We don't get to see it often. Over.
And that is the reason I like living here, because we don't see it very often. I made the mistake of moving to D.C. one time and said I'm not going to do that again.
Well, that's a Roger. I've been in Korea, snow on the ground, 30 degrees below zero, living in a tent before, and I don't particularly care for it either. Over.
Well, you got me on that. I know my father-in-law had to put up with that stuff, and that was a tough road there for a while. Oh, God, I couldn't imagine being that cold. Don't want to imagine it. It just sounds awful to me.
We went over about 5 years from 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90 up until Desert Storm to participate in Team Spirit, which was the largest exercise in the free world. And we kind of worked with the 3rd Rock Army and that kind of stuff. And I was part of an area signal battalion in 86. And so,
right.
No,
I
don't particularly like being in weather like that, especially if you're living outdoors. Over.
Me neither. Not my idea of fun. Don't mind 85 and sunny and being a little bit hot, but boy, that cold. Whew. I guess it's the only thing that would be in that level is being stuck in one of those deserts with 120 degrees or something in a tent, and it'd be hotter than heck. So I guess there's a problem with both of them.
Well, that's true. I don't want to be really caught in either one of them, but in the summertime, I stay outside most of the time. I've got a couple of gardens, and I do that. And I got 3.5 acres out here. I have to cut the grass. So it makes me wonder why I went out here and built this house about 13 years ago. Makes you want to go in town and live in a condo or something. Over.
No, I don't want to do that. Although I have a small garden, I'll let it go. I got to get back to it. Beginning to feel like gardening again. Never had time. So, but I do like to get good food out of it, though.
Well, after I retired, I guess about a year after I gave it all up, I started back to maybe fixing a couple of garden spots, and I've been working on them ever since.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. I have too. Well, I hate to say it. I got to go and check on everybody else. Looks like I got a kid trying to go out and drive. I got to make sure he warmed his car up, and I'll let him know the roads are clear. Cam 4ESU. Thank you for getting out there and letting me know, and have a good day. And I'll check back in a little bit. 7-3.
Roger, Alpha Echo 4, Tango Lima out.
What is that?
Kilo Oscar 4, Victor Romeo uniform, and it's an Alpha 4, 1 of the CI coming in on the repeater.
Alright, well, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off because I'm going to go ahead and do this. Alrighty. Oh, there's that. Well, my friends, looks like the show is now over. Looks like the show is now over. So let's go ahead and play that. This was the Midday Show here on WATC Radio. Here we go. Broadcasting live from the Piggy Bank Pawn Shop Studios. You're listening to WATC Radio, your #1 news and weather authority, and your #1 emergency alerting station for the tri-state area.